gotten through the first round, which was your 8th grade classroom bee. So already you're a winner, so congratulations for being here. We're going to play in rounds, okay? Before I get into all that, why should you take this competition seriously? Yes, you can win money. Not at this level. Not at the next level.
Winning
Not at the next level, but possibly the state level. I don't know if you get any. You definitely get good recognition. Maybe a check at the state level, but most certainly you will get, if you win the National Spelling Bee in DC, which is held sometime in June, then you can get a check to go to any college that you want to go to. Okay? Just by being able to spell the 400 or the 375 words that are on list. Okay? Unfortunately, this is your last chance to participate in a National Spelling Bee if you make it that far. And I hope one of you does. But you all are 8th graders, and this is the last year that you are eligible to participate. Okay? So, if you win the National Bee, colleges come looking for you. Okay? They say, hey, come to my school when you graduate. We will pay for you. And you can go to any school that you want and get a free ride just by knowing how to spell 375 words. Okay? All right, so spelling bees are important. Just by being able to know how to spell, you can get your college paid for. Okay? All right, we play in rounds, and we will do a practice round before we get started. Okay? A round is over. A round consists of everybody who is within that round spelling or attempting to spell a word. Okay? At the end of every round, when everybody who remains in that round has attempted to spell a word, you will hear this sound. Minus the delay. Okay? All right. So, nobody is going to be eliminated until the end of a round. All right? So, even if you misspell a word, you're still in the round and you're still in the running until everybody in that round has finished spelling the word. If everybody misspells the word within the round, we go back to the previous round, and everybody who competed within that previous round gets to spell again. Yes?
Do we just spell the word, or do we say the word, then spell it, then say it again?
I will talk about that in just a minute. That's a great question. I'll get to it in just a second. All right? Okay, if you are eliminated at the end of the round, I give you the opportunity. I will come back to you and I will say, Addison, you know what you did wrong. Or wow, you know what you did. So you've got some time before you are officially eliminated to think about if you're disqualified, if you've misspelled a word, what you've done, because I'll ask you about that. But the next person will not be given the word. If you misspell a word, the next person will not be given the word. You'll be given a whole separate word. Okay? I'm never going to ask anybody to try to spell correctly a word that has been previously spelled wrong, okay, or incorrectly. All right? Everybody gets their own word. Okay, we're going to do things a little bit differently because we're all wearing masks. Typically, judges will be sitting down here on the floor, and spellers would be up there. But to give everybody more room, we're reversed. Okay. I'm not even going to use the microphone because I don't like the idea of people sharing microphones during this day and time. So, what I'm going to ask you all to do is to speak clearly and enunciate very loudly. I don't think anybody up there is hard of hearing, but they're all older than I am. Okay? So let's just give them the benefit of the doubt that they might be, and just speak as loudly as you can. When it's your turn, you're going to come up and you're going to stand about where I am right now, and you will be facing me. Okay? You're going to pull your mask down at that point. Okay? And I'm going to either give you the word. Okay? But I may be giving you some information about that word prior to me giving you the word. Sometimes there's a word that might sound like another word, and I want to make sure that you've heard, or that you know which word you're getting ready to spell. Okay? Like if there is a homophone, a word that might be spelled differently from another word, but they sound very similar. So in those cases, I'm going to give you, before I give you the word, I'm going to give you the definition. No, I'll give you the word first, then the definition, and then the part of speech, just to make sure that you know which word you're going to spell. But sometimes the word is just the word, and I'm only going to give you the word. Okay? All right. Then I mentioned you're going to pull your mask down to spell. Why is that important?
So that we can hear you.
Well, your mask is not going to make any difference.
So you can hear us.
That's correct. Okay? So your mask is not muffling the sound of your voice. Okay? Because under a mask, a P may sound like a D. All right? But there's another reason why I want you to take your mask down. To get rid of the muffle and to make sure the judges can see what? Your mouth. Okay? It's important that the judges be able to see the mouth move because, again, there are a lot of rhyming words in the rhyming letters in the alphabet, and if the judges will be able to see the difference between a P and a D if they can see your mouth move. Okay? Again, that's very important. So, after you spell the word, you will put your mask back on, and then you will go back and you will sit down. Okay? If you are eliminated, okay, I'm going to ask that you go sit in the same seat that you were, and we will just continue. Just right where you are. Where typically, if you were up on the stage and you misspelled the word and were eliminated from around, you come out and sit in the audience. But for now, when you're eliminated, you will just stay put. Okay? Okay. Judges get the final say. That's why I said it's very important that you enunciate and speak loudly so they can hear the words and don't go real fast. Okay? There might be a double letter within a word and say EE, but if you are talking too fast, those two E's might sound like one E coming out of your mouth. Make sense? And even if you might spell that word correctly, the judges might only hear one E and disqualify you. And those judges have the final say. Okay? So if two judges rule against you, or all three, then even if you spell the word correctly, they haven't heard it correctly, then you're disqualified. Question?
Did we get a prize for that?
Yes, you get bragging rights and you get to come back on the 15th.
Right.
And to compete in the Division B. And actually the Division B is going to be twice as big as it normally is because there are two winners from both elementary schools, an A group and a B group, and there will be two winners from every grade level here at the middle school. So a B group and an A group. So you will be competing against an 8th grade counterpart at the division level. That's the first time that's ever happened. All right, everybody gets their own word. All right, when we're down to one person, we're down to the round where one person has spelled the word correctly and everybody else has spelled the word incorrectly, the B is not over. In order to be declared the winner, the one person who remains has to spell a word correctly in order to be declared the champion. Okay? We call that round the championship word round. Okay? If the speller of the championship word spells the word incorrectly, we go back to the previous round and we start over until we get to somebody who spells the championship word correctly. It's a one-word round, and the potential champion has to spell the word correctly in order to be declared the champion. Make sense? So you get the winner will get their own word. Okay? It's a one-word round. All right, and I have told you that the winner will compete on the 15th, which is a week from yesterday, here in this room, and we are going to play a practice round. Before we do that, there are some things you don't have to do as a speller. You know what they are?
Say the word, then spell it, then say it again.
Okay, good. You don't have to repeat the word. But we just had an instance in the last B where it is always a good idea to repeat the word before you say it, so that the judges will know that you have heard the word correctly. Because if you just go and spell it, if you start spelling the word that you think you heard, and you spell it incorrectly, there's nothing the judges can do about that. But, for instance, let's say the word is followed, but you heard the word follow, and you spell you say F-O-L-L-O-W. Well, yeah, you spelled follow correctly, but that's not the word that was given. The word was follow. Whereas if I had said the word followed, you say follow. F-O, the judges immediately are going to say stop. Mr. Crack, could you repeat the word? And I will repeat the word. And then it will click. Oh, he did not say follow, he said followed. And then that's going to give you the opportunity to spell the word correctly. So repeating the word is to your benefit. You don't have to, but it's a good idea to avoid those situations where you might mishear a word. Okay? Make sense? All right, what else don't you have to do as a speller? What if I give you a proper noun or a proper word that has a capital letter in it?
You don't have to say if it's capital.
You do not have to mention or say anything that's a capital letter. Okay? That's beside the point. Judges are only concerned with the letter or the order of the letters that you say. They can care less about capitals. They can care less about any kind of punctuation that might be in a word, like an apostrophe or a hyphen. Do not have to say those hyphens, apostrophes, any other diacritical marks or capital letters.
So these are the best spellers in school?
These are half of the 8th grade best spellers. The other half are in B group. Okay. All right. So those are things you don't have to do. Okay. No, you don't have to say capital letters, hyphens, punctuation marks. You don't have to repeat the word. It's always a good idea to do that. All right. Things that you can do as a speller. What can you do other than spell the word? Say you need some more time to think. Say you need some more information about a word. What can you do?
Ask one more time.
You can ask me questions. There are 6 things that you can do. That's actually, there are 6 questions that you can ask me. Anybody know what those questions are?
Sentence, pronunciation.
Okay, you can ask me to use the word in a sentence, and I will be more than happy. I don't think the last B I've read one sentence. Okay? If you need some time, or if you need to hear the word in a sentence, ask me. I can do that for you. You can ask me for the definition of a word. Sometimes, like in the cases if there is a homonym or a near homophone, I'm going to automatically give you the definition. But if I don't, if it's a word that I don't have to give information to you, you can ask me for it, for any word. What are some other questions you can ask me? You can ask me using the sentence, definition. You can ask me the language origin, and I will give that to you. Not that you really care, but it gives you some time. You can ask me to repeat a word, and I will do that for you. You can ask me for the part of speech, and I will give you the part of speech. You can also ask me if there are any alternate pronunciations. I don't think I've ever had a participant ask me for an alternate pronunciation. More often than not, there aren't any. But to give you an example, we did have a word. Now I'm not going to give it to you because you might get the same word. Okay? All right. Something else that you can do is if you need to see the word that you are spelling, feel free to use that pointer finger, whether on your left or your right hand, whichever hand you are, and you write that word in the air if you need to see that word. Okay? That is perfectly acceptable. And one other thing that you can do, but you need to be careful about this, is you can start over. You can start spelling a word over again. Okay? But once the letters come out of your mouth, you can't rearrange letters. Meaning, if you get halfway through a word and you're thinking, oops, I misspelled that word, I'm just going to start over and spell it correctly. Once the letters leave your mouth, there's no taking them back. Okay? The judges have already noted a misspelling or an order of a letter that's in the wrong place. Okay? So, for example, the word is funny. You can say F-U-N. You can pause and you can think about it for a minute. You get the rest of the word in your mind. Then you can go back and you can start funny over again. F-U-N-N-Y. At that point, the last letter before you started over, all the letters were in the right place. Okay? What you can't do is say the word is funny. F-U-N-Y. Oops, I messed up. F-U-N-N-Y. I started over. You've already misplaced some letters. Okay? So that's going to be that's going to be a misspelling, which is going to disqualify you from that round. Okay? Does everybody understand that? All right. I think I have given you everything that I wanted to talk about. Judges, have I left anything out? Do you all have anything else to say? Okay, remember, slow and don't scream at them, but be sure that you are talking, that you say the letters loud enough for the judges to hear you. Okay? Do you all have any questions of me? None? Ready to get started? Okay, we're going to do a practice round first. Okay? If you misspell a word, it doesn't matter. Okay? But they're going to be pretty easy words. But as we go along in the real deal, realize that the words just get harder the farther we go. Okay? One thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to say the word follow. Yeah, we can have. Say the word follow because I use it as an example. Oh, good. All right, we ready to play? All right, let's play. You're up, number one. Ms. Burkholder, I am going to take my mask off because just as important it is for the judges to see your mouth move, it's very important that you see my mouth move as well. Are you all comfortable with me removing my mask while you're up here? You good? We're 12 feet apart. Fine with that? Okay. All right. Addison, this word has a homonym. The word is gel. It is a noun. Definition: a semi-solid, apparently homogeneous substance that may be elastic and jelly-like, such as gelatin, or more or less rigid, such as silica gel. That is correct. One thing I'm going to ask you to do the next time, speak louder. Okay? Because the only reason I heard the word, I don't know about the judges, but the only reason I heard the word L, or the letter L, is because I saw your mouth move. Okay? I did not hear the L. Okay, Wyland, you're up. Your word is train.
T-R-A-I-N.
That is correct. And I heard from the Honorable Judge Kraft, just slow down. Don't go too fast. Okay? All right, sir. And you're Mr. Dudley. This word has a near homonym. The word is sport. It is a verb. Definition: to wear contentedly or with satisfaction.
S-P-O-R-T.
That is correct. This word could be confused with a similar word. The word is eel. It is a noun. Definition: any of numerous snake-like fishes that have a smooth, slimy skin, often without scales.
Eel. E-E-L. Eel.
That is correct. Mr. Crawford, this word could be confused with a similar word. Your word is fans. It is a plural noun. Definition: enthusiastic devotees of a sport, as baseball, or diversion, as ballet, usually as spectators rather than participants.
F-A-N-S.
That is correct. Mr. Gay, this word has a near homonym. The word is tall. It is an adjective. Definition: high in stature, of greater than average height among people. Sorry, let me start that over. High in stature, of greater than average height among others of a kind or class.
Tall. T-A-L-L. Tall.
That is correct. And that was a good speed, by the way. And with that sound, it is the end of the practice round. Okay? Do you have any questions? Do you want me to reiterate or repeat anything that I have said just for your clarification before we start the beat? Ready to roll? All right. Number 85. All right. Addison, are you ready? Your word is travel.
Travel. T-R-A-V-E-L. Travel.
That is correct. Wyland,
Yes.
your word is career.
C-A-R-E-E-R.
That is correct. Jackson, your word is trophy.
Trophy. T-R-O-I-P-H.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
No, you said that. Wait.
Wow. Thank you. Keegan, your word is jotted.
Jotted. J-O-T-T-E-D. Jotted.
That is correct. Mr. Crawford, your word is duo.
D-U-O.
That is correct. Gabe, this word has a near homonym. The word is either. It is an adjective. Definition: the one or the other of the two.
E-T-H-E-R.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. All right. Don't forget, hang on just a second. Don't forget, you can ask me questions about a word, okay? Just keep that in mind. Jackson, you know what you did wrong.
Yeah.
Your word, what was your word?
There shouldn't have been, it was trophy, there shouldn't have been I, it should have been T-R-O-P-H-Y.
That's
Yeah.
correct, okay? Gabe, either. You left out a letter. It wasn't an A. Want to guess one more time? Spell it. Well, try to spell it again. Yes? All right, let me stop you there. There's where you messed up. There is an I between the first E and the T. It's E-I-T-H-E-R. It's either. And that's a word that has an alternate pronunciation. You know what the alternate pronunciation is?
Either.
Either, yes. Okay. All right, gentlemen, thank you for playing. All right, round 2. You can stay right where you are.
Anybody else?
No, you can stay right there. All right, Addison, are you, judges, you all ready? Okay. Your word is chose.
Chose. C-H-O-S-E.
That is correct. Why? Your word is antsy.
A-N-C-Y.
Sorry, that is incorrect.
Oh, it sounds like it.
Mr. Morris, this word has a near homonym. The word is bison. It is a noun. Definition: any of several large shaggy maned, usually bovine mammals, having a large head with short horns and heavy forequarters, surmounted by a large fleshy hump formed by the withers.
Bison. B-I-S-O-N. Bison.
That is correct. Bryce, this word could be confused with a similar word. The word is pluck. It is a verb. Definition: to pull or pick off or out. To gather by picking.
P-L-U-C-K. Pluck.
That is correct. Wyland, antsy. Ask me a question about it.
Like when you get mad or ticked off. Like that.
Sort of, but the definition was restless or fidgety.
Yes.
Okay? You want to try again?
Yeah.
Try.
A-N-T-S-Y.
That's correct.
No, the C, like, made a noise. I was just like that, but I was gonna spell it the other way.
All right. Who else? Did we eliminate somebody else that round?
Yeah,
No, he was last round.
Okay. Oh, no, that was it, sorry.
All right, round 4?
3.
Round 3, okay. Addison. Addison, your word is frisbee.
F
Louder, please.
F-R-I-Z-B-E-E.
Did you catch that first one? Okay, somebody else. I don't think she spelled it right.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Keegan? I lost my place. Okay, I found it. This word has a homonym. The word is rallies. It is a verb. Definition: recaptures initiative, comes back, used especially of an athletic contestant or team.
Rallies. R-A-L-L-I-E-S. Rallies.
That is correct. Bryce, your word is coveralls.
Can I get definition?
Sure. Thank you for asking. Definition: outer garments worn to protect other garments, especially one-piece combinations of overalls and shirts.
Coveralls. C-O-V-E-R-A-L-L-S.
Correct.
That is correct. Addison, you were so close. You substituted one letter. and it was phonetic. You made a phonetic mistake. You know what it was? You wanna try again? You said Frizbee. And phonetically, that's correct. Frisbee. What was the correct spelling?
F-R-I-C.
Not C. There's only one option.
S.
There you go. Frisbee. Good try. All right. Round 4. We down to Dose? All right. Keegan, are we ready, judges? Okay. Your word is clatter.
Clatter. C-L-A-T-T-E-R. Clatter.
That is correct. Bryce. Your word is tumbling.
Tumbling. T-U-M-B-L-I-N-G.
That is correct. Ding.
Ding. No, I was getting ready to say, as much as Bryce doesn't want to talk any louder than that, just a little bit louder.
Your honors, are we ready?
Yes.
Keegan, your word is firefly.
Firefly. F-I-R-E-F-L-Y. Firefly.
That is correct. Bryce, your word is mention.
Mention. M-E-N-T-I-O-N. Mention.
That is correct. Which round? 6? Are we ready? Hearing nothing but Miss Duke. Keegan, this word could be confused with a similar word. Your word is bridge. It is a noun. Definition: a structure built over a depression or an obstacle to travel, such as a river, chasm, roadway, or railroad, carrying a continuous pathway or roadway, as for pedestrians, automobiles, or trains.
Bridge. B-R-I-D-G-E. Bridge.
That is correct. Bryce, this word could be confused with a similar word. The word is slate. It is a noun. Definition: a thin, flat slab, piece, or layer of laminated rock prepared in the shape of a shingle and used especially for roofing and siding, tile, or shingle.
Slate. S-L-A-T-E. Slate.
That is correct. Keegan, your word is whimper.
Whimper. W-H-I-M-P-E-R. Whimper.
That is correct. Bryce, your word is inwardly.
Can I get a definition?
Sure. Definition: on the inside, internally.
I-N-W. E-R-D-L-Y.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. All right, that is the end of the round, okay? Yes. You know what you did wrong? One simple little mistake. That's correct. All right. This is the championship round, okay? You get one word, and in order to be declared the champion, you need to spell this word correctly. If you don't spell this word correctly, we go back to a round where it's you and Bryce, and we do this again until we have another championship word. Okay? So, for the championship, 8th grade A group, this word could be confused. Nope, that's not the correct word. Pardon me. Your word is Eddie.
Eddie. E-D-D-Y. Eddie.
Congratulations, sir. You are the 8th grade Group A champion, and you will go to compete on February 15th, which is next Monday, in the Division Level B. Bryce, congratulations. You are the alternate. If any reason that Mr. Morris cannot compete on that day, you are up. And either from Miss Jones or Miss Fox, you will receive another word list separately from the one that was given to you to study for this B to prepare for Monday's B. Okay? Thank you all for participating.